Uh, Good evening to all. I
Good
hope
evening, Prof. Good evening.
I
Good
hope
evening.
people are well.
Yes,
Yes.
we are well. Good evening.
Okay, welcome to today's session. I want us to continue with what you had started yesterday and to receive questions and any practical expertise that people have tried to do because these tools you need to learn them or to try them because one of the things is that you don't know them. So I have told you what they are. Now 60% or 70% is now you to interact with them because as per the time that we have, you find that you cannot be able to exhaust all of them one by one. So I have to let you know what they are. Then you can practice on your own. Practice is what will make you have the best way to understand these concepts um, as you do your tasks. And the practical that we say here is you need to do it like you are solving a problem. You are really engaging in that research work or problem solving work or development of strategic plan, grants, leadership and management, um, solutions within your organizations or the working capacity. Because these tools are there for you to practice using them. If you don't do that, then eh, it's not helping you. One thing is to create awareness to you for you to know what exists and what are they for, or what are they used for. Then from there now you can be able now to practice, then acquire other more resources that are available on it. They are available. You can maybe now reach out to me, then I can be able to guide on how to practically consume them. Um, Father, welcome. I've seen you.
Thank you.
Now, we were looking at the tools for research yesterday, and we stopped somewhere. I only handled how many slides? Just seven. So I'll proceed to handle the rest of the areas. Then I'll complete with some few illustrations. So I believe that my screen is okay. I've displayed it. Therefore, we can be able to start something here. I think just to have a recap of what was handled yesterday was on research tools. They can be able to play something there that you might be missing. I believe my screen is displaying on the other end. just to remind ourselves that we looked at AI tools in research, plagiarism detections, and research indexing. And we looked at several tools here. We also had a better understanding of what is AI and what they can help you to achieve. So, in literature review, the roles of AI mostly are used in literature reviews, academic writing, data analysis, citation management, plagiarism detection, research visibilities, and so on. So the tools that we looked at are the ones that we can be able to use for brainstorming. It was ones you are seeing on the screen. I think I want to make this read mode. That is okay with that. Mm, I think that's just important there. Now, after looking at the chat GPT's outright prompts, I talked about cloud, how useful they are. We also looked at the illicit, and we say that it helps the researchers to find papers, extract key findings, conduct literature reviews, and compare studies to evaluate what you want to achieve. Either you are comparing methodologies, either you are comparing what are the existing gaps within, or you are comparing the techniques used to collect data, summarize data, the data, so you can use that for that. We also talked about semantic scholar. We talked about discovering the research papers, helps you to analyze citations, identify influential studies, recommend related researches that you can be able to cite and add into your work. Then we had research bit, rabbit, which we say that is there to help you visualize the paper relationships, track the authors who have written the paper within that, explore the connected studies, and then build research maps uh, in that manner. Then we have connected papers. So the tool helps you to create visual graphs that normally shows how studies relate to each other. And when you're doing that, because it helps you to identify the indexed uh, section so that you can be able to paraphrase some working to ensure that your index is not much closer to the other related papers. Then we have the consensus, which normally provides you with the research backed answers directly from the scientific publications. So maybe you are trying to do the analysis based on the uh, mathematical correlations that you want to undertake. Maybe you're doing the chi-square tests or the t-square tests and so on, or you are trying to find the correlations between the aspects and you are looking for answers, then the tool is much, much better. Then we have the notebook LM, which assists users to upload the documents. So this is where you have your large documents. Maybe you have downloaded a lot of journals, articles, and you want them to be reviewed or to be analyzed or summarized for you to go through very fast. Um, and maybe also you want to make notes out of that book, especially if you are teaching and you have a very big book By the time you read from page 1 to page 2000, you see time is gone, and yet you have to summarize some work and get the students continue understanding your concepts. So you can upload the document, and then you can be able to generate the summaries of every area that you want to use it for your classwork. You can create summaries, you can create notes, and then you can as well as build the study guides for your students or for your audience. You can ask source based questions so that you can be able to know which sources to use and consume. Then we have a tool called PaperPal, which is used to improve academic grammar, to create clarity in your statements and in your paragraphs, also to structure your sentences into the format that is required. Most of the researchers is, even if you're doing it for the first time, but the aspect or what we always believe in is that you're not doing it from zero. You are referencing from other people's work. Therefore, you need to make it like you are reporting. So that's why normally you use the third persona or the past tense. Yeah. You're saying the study invented, the study utilized. You don't say the study is utilizing, so that it's known that it's something that you did. Now you are reporting. Okay. So Father was saying that what if he's going to read a book in the library and is writing notes inside a piece of paper now to bring it here, and then he's trying to do. Father, that one will take you years for you to complete the paper work that you need to do. Even the book that you might be going to read in the library are also found in the digital space. So it's better you use the digital space more than the physical ones. Because I can tell you the fact is that today, even if you go to the library and spend 12 hours, you will be able to count the number of people entering that library, and you can tell who was there. But do you know, assume that you want to read a book. A book can be maybe 500 pages. Then I give you two ways that you read it. You read a manual book or you read a digital book. Which one will you finish fast? You know, with the digital book, it is portable within you, and you can go through a lot of pages within a short period of time, even using your phone, than opening that book pages by pages. Nowadays, I think things change. Uh, Earlier, we used to do that, and you have really to bend your back to study because number one, there were no phones, smartphones. So you are using a small toy phones with three buttons. You don't have a screen. So how do you read the document? So it will force you to go and get those books and read. Uh, but then also you find some of the books are not well structured. You struggle to find a point by reading all the unnecessary nonsense that is just existing there. Somebody has just placed their things without studying a lot. But at the end of the day, you are able to unpack something. But now, when the internet now erupted, then we are using the digital space. Then it widened up things so that now you can search for something, get the text, put it into your document, and then start now refining it. And the best way to start with to deal with research is first of all create a skeleton before you now start harmonizing the document. But if you want to go systematically every day, you will take years before you complete the document or the research that you are building. Always just get anything that is related to what you wanted, put it there. Let it be a skeleton. Then now start now to harmonize the document well. Then we have size space, which are also very good tools, which we say that they can help you to understand difficult papers, explain the complex terms, generate the citations, and simplify the academic reading for you. So you can as well as even ask them even to read for you. You can even play that an audio. It reads for you the whole paper the way you want it to read. So you can just listen very well and then make your summary notes. Maybe you are getting tired also on reading those texts. Then AI tools for citations, and reference management. Said about Zotero, which is used for managing references. These tools you need to consume them. These tools you need to consume them perfectly. Zotero is developed using Java, so mostly what you have is the standalone. You can just download it from the internet space. Can just go to the internet space area. Let's say you are here, then you go to Zotero. You can download it into your desktop and still consume it, or we can say Zotero connector or plugin. So you can use this one so that if you don't want to download the desktop one, then you can use the connector. Then you can download it and install so that it runs within your browser. So once you install this, then you'll be able to realize that it exists within your browser, because that's just it's a connector. You see this one here, and you can just click there, connect. Then you can add as an extension here. So you see you have Grammarly, you have super normal for your emails and so on. Now you can as well as add the Zotero here. Then we can be able to come to the extensions, and then can be able to check if there is any other thing that you need to do with it. So right now that one is connected there. Uh, Maybe you can manage your extensions. Let's say manage extensions so that you can be able to find Zotero here, check the details, and then you want to allow it in private to access some of the sites, so that on click you can be able to find some contents related to what you want. So that one is done. So once you have done that, you have already set it. It is available now into the extension area here. So that when you are searching, for example, journals, top journals on, let's say, um, top journals on theology, for instance, and church, then you can be able to have it. Now you can see here Zotero appearing with some few things here. When you want to do something there, so in case you're looking for certain uh, journals like that, now you can see here the international journals for Christ. You have article journals at netca.org. You have the American Journal for Biblical Theologies. Then you have journals at acteaweb.org. So these are some of the journals that you can be able to do your publications with in case you are writing things, papers related to theology. We have also the theological studies.net journals. So all these journals are very powerful. For example, you want American Journal for Biblical, then you can come here and then you can be able to see what they have here. You talk about doctrine policies, AGBT bookstores, about the donations and so on. So you can maybe search for research archives. You can start the submissions, instructions, and read them. So once you are there, you can be able to see that the currently published documents. So there are several things you can read, you can check, you can publish with these tools. You can look at them, some of them, how they look like, so that you can be able to see. And you see, you can download them. You see, like this one here, you can download journals that you can be able to read. Like this one here, you see, this is understanding the role of Jebira, comparing First Kings second chapter or verse 2, and then you have John 2. So this is the abstract, this is the introduction, how this person wrote the paper. Then you proceed, you look at the exe- exegetical approach. Then you have that. So if you want to get all related books as per your field, then also you need to know what are the journals that publishes papers related to your field. Like now, father who is in the theology areas and so on, then all these are journals that you can be able to use them for your references. And you can see they are even well organized until you even have the primary authors. And even from the document now, you can now be able so now to find more uh, citations from there. And down here you have what are called references. You see, yeah. So you can even follow a reference by reference to be able to read through what you want to look at. I can see here the reference of this person starts with 1993. According to the current publications, normally we request that you use publications that are recent, most recent, because the most recent researches have corrected the old notions so that you can be able to have very relevant. Because the findings that were working in 1953 cannot work currently with the current generations, the current congregations that you have, and so on. So you need to keep on using what is really uh, supporting the current issues. Because we have emerging trends and things change every day. So if you continue using the old approach, then you'll be able to find yourself you are not relevant to your students or to the people you deal with, or your research is not relevant anymore. uh, I think that is very very important. So journals, you can be able to get them in various areas. You can as well as use the references in terms of the Google Scholars. And then within the Google Scholars, you need to understand the logical standard approach to search for certain concepts. Okay, that one I'm having, as I've completed with that, then you need also but to know that under what relevance. are you trying to develop your paper on? Because sometimes we just develop papers because there is development, but the key thing is that is there a key solution that is within the back of your mind that you want to provide? Then as you do that now, you can now be able now to write up something that you know that at the end of the day, I'm providing a solution. So you can as well as download Zotero desktop. Uh, this one's for Windows, or you can just deal with connector here. If you want to have it in your desktop, then you can just download the desktop version. So you can see that. So you just visit zotero.org and then you can be able to download it, and then can be able to provide materials on how to use it so that you become an expert in that section, because these are tools that you use them for literature reviews, and mostly in the research it's the literature review that keeps hold you. So sometimes you try, you want to move this direction, you find yourself you're fixed by what you said earlier in your introduction, and the literatures are not related to what you are trying to solve, so it becomes an issue. So I'm downloading this, so even you can be able to do that. Now you need to do that practically on yourself, downloading this. The tools are there. You only need just to search for using the links that we have provided. So after that, then you have to install the tools. For instance, so you can see here you have customized or standard, just install the standard one. Uh, then in this area here, you have to point directly to where you want it to be installed. Uh, then you can proceed. So Zotero will get installed on your computer. You can uninstall it when you find that. So it's there. You can be able to start it so that you can be able to practically try to use it. So just by looking at a small preview here, you can be guided by the contents around Zotero, how Zotero is used. So you can see here, you can also install the one for your Google Chrome connector, and you can still use them very well and perfectly, so that you can synchronize your Google search together with the Zotero space, so that you can be able to work with it very fast. Assume that you are doing a research on a certain topic. So here, the library section is where you can be able to store all the reference. If it is books, you can create a book. If it is just a book section, you can give it. If it is data sets, you can create. So you can create as many, or journal articles, you can create them, or interviews, you can create them, magazine articles that you read, all of them. So you can create them within this section here. So you can group by creating folders here. So you can create a collection, come here, can create a file, come here, can create a standalone note to guide you on what to be done there. So you become, you need to study these things and be able to know how to uh, work with them. So also, if you want to connect them to the your Google Chrome, then you can add this extension. so that as you do the searching, it also gets a reference point there, so that you can synchronize together with your desktop and you'll always be able to get them around there. So let's see. So this is the extensions. We can be able to go to the extensions area, go to Zotero here, settings. We can be able to add it. You can pin it to appear here, showcase here. You can see it now here. If I remove it, you are not seeing it here. Uh, just in this section here. See, for you to add it here so that you can easily access it, you can be able to do that. And then you can as well as allow it incognito. Then you can collect any errors if they are available. If you want it to do that, if you don't want to collect errors with it, then you can just leave it. But ensure that here you want to access it all the sites, so that when you are doing the search or whatever, it is there to showcase. So it's here. So if you want to save a paper or what, you can be able to access it within that space. Assume that now you are in Google Scholar, and then you are searching for something. Yesterday we were talking about implications, so you can say implications of, for example, we say implications of uh, phone usage in churches today. Usage in churches, yes, like that. Let's say we are searching for that, and you want to get this paper here, for example. You want to study about this. So you see, this one is an article that already is available somewhere there. So you want to get this book or this research. You see, when you click here, Zotero, it will be added direct because this is what you are looking for. And you can see here the article is already added. So snapshot is there. So within your libraries, you are going to add that article. So you can add some notes that this is the study of the mobile phones. So we can say here mobile phones as learning tools for the church teachings. Let's say church teachings, like that. So what do you want to tag and so on? So you can see the snapshot is here already taken. So it is just going to be added there. Then you can just say add. So right now when you check here, you have your reference here available and some small summaries that you wish to get there. So if I come here to the desktop one, and now I say that back up your library with Zotero Sync, then I want to do the sync setup so that I can be able to log in, because already you can see from the desktop one, the file is here, the study of the impact of mobile phones. What we have linked here, you see we saved it here. And after saving it here, it was completely synchronized to our desktop one. So this is the second one that we have synchronized. So for me to, if I don't want this one, you can right click and then you can be able to delete what you don't want. Like this one, we don't want that, but this one, you want it. So if you want to get the summaries of all, you can see here, this is the citations URL. So you can take it. When was the paper done, accessed, it is here, the date, who is the author, and so on. So the paper lacks the DOI link, but you can get it, which journal was it used, and you can easily even find the paper here, the snapshot of that paper. So you can continue to do that. You can add here the authors. Maybe now after opening this document the way you had opened here, and now you got all the authors and so on, you can easily now update your article because this one is by this. So you can come here and take Odom Jerry as the author. Then you update your library here. Then you add it in this the author sections here, right? So that now after you finish the entire thing, you can easily export them and then now ask now AI now to summarize for you within the APA format. And then you can have the list of all, because these are now the journals that you are reading. So if you want to read them, you just come here, double click it, then you can be able to see it within that area. So you can move to read the document the way you want it to read. So you can explore, you can order the copy because this one is a paid uh, journal. So that's how, because you need to create your library, continuous library there, so that you can be able to say that this is the categories of my paper that I've been going through and so on. So you can sync them, you can export the libraries into PDF, or you can export them into CSV, you can export them into mods or CFF references, or into Wikidata template and so on. So it enables you to do a lot and export your references into any format that you wish. So that is the power of these tools, so that you don't spend much of the time just struggling to collect or to move your. For you to delete, you can just do that, and then you can find it here in the trash. And from the trash now, you can decide to permanently delete it if you see that file is not for you. So you can just come here and if you want to restore, you can do that, but you don't want that one, you can delete it. But then you can come back here, you can still find your other uh, references there. Assume that now you wanted to add another reference that you are looking at, like this smart learning by mobile phone implication for church education in the next generation. So assume that now you wanted also to add this. So you click that. Assume that you wanted also to add this other one. You open that, because all these are reference materials that you are going to read. Some of them you can download directly, and then you can save them inside your computer. So this one is also another reference that you want to follow. So you can just click here, save. Then it's going to take for you that the influence of smartphones in that. So it has been added. Once you do that, when you come here and check your standalone, you can see here it has been added. So you can, even if somebody says that you had not read these articles, where is the evidence? You have the evidence. And the essence is that you can group as many articles that you want to go through as possible within a day, so that now you can now follow them slowly one by one and now the summaries. So assume that now that is the other one. Then we come here, we look at the influence of smartphones. So this one, we have finished it. Assume that now you wanted to open these smartphones. Do we have it? Influence of smartphones. If I check from here, is we have it. The influence of smartphones. Yes. Now assume that now you wanted to open this smart learning. So in case we open it here, and you want to add it as your reference for your studies, adoptions of the use of information technology in the Pentecostal churches, Ibadan, Nigeria. So you also have that research paper. When you look at that journal, it was posted in SageBab journals. Uh, let's try to verify that you are not a robot. You are. So this is the journal. So assume that now you want to add this one also uh, into your journal list, because it's also talking about the related contents of what you wanted, and you want to view the entire document and DOI access. So to add that, you can just click here, add, save. So it has saved it. When you come here to your desktop, you find it is here, the option of this by Omatayo is the one who cited who did that paper. So in case you open it like this, you can easily access that, and you see it brings you to the page whereby you can read the document. So it's an easier way for you to store your, like now here, this one you can as well as save it. In case it opens it, you can easily have it available. So it has not opened. So in every, you can see here the DOI number is here. When was it? Abstract is here, the summary of the abstract, because you can find all of them available with you. So because when you are dealing with the KPI with the supervisor, sometimes he has given you a task. Can you read different books related to this area? So how will you show the evidence that you read them? Will you be storing them in your book, or further, will you be writing them all the time in your piece of paper? How long will you take? Assume that now I have told you that ensure that you summarize 200 articles. How long will you finish that? And I've given you within 1 week or 2 weeks. So, and then I have told you that ensure that you put the summary of the abstract, you put the dates and the year that the research was done. And by the way, this research was recently just published. It was published on 19th. Sorry, this was addition. You can see here date published was 2017 July, date 1. So who published it? It was Omatayo, Fanmilola, and Al, Olubunmi. So you can easily get that. The title of the research paper, you have all the authors, everything there. So you can summarize your thing very fast. The DOI for reference is here. So that now when you use these ones now as your references, it becomes so easy. And you see, even if you want to read the summary of that abstract, you can just expand here and then you can read the entire of it. If you want to add some notes or your critiques, you can be able just to come here in the notes section and then add them, so that you can add all your critiques. The tags here are your keywords if you want to use them. And then if you want to attach any article also there, you can as well as do that. So you can see once you have this data synchronized here, just know that everything is now running in advanced way. Then you have all the exporting. You can export now all your references into the format that you want. APA style 7 edition, or you want it to be in Chicago, or you want it in in any format of the site of the reference styles that you want. ASA style, AMA style, Chicago style, IEEE, you see, MLA. So you can choose yourself you want to cite them in which manner. Then you can come here now to the citations, and then you can get all of them there, what you want. Then you can get additional styles that you want. If you want to add other additional styles, you can do that. In the advanced level, you can change the language and regions and enable bi-directional text editing and so on. You can as well as change where you want to store your Zotero data here, the shortcuts for saving your work. All of them can be done now in this section. The key thing is once you have synchronized them like that and you are logged in the Zotero, then you have all the things being done. And once you had your extension on the browser, it becomes so easy because once you just add it on the other side, it comes here. And like copying the link, coming here, then you start adding it manually. For example, you want to add an article or a file, then you start adding or attaching a web link, then you start clicking here, you put here the link, the title. So you see this one is tiresome because you have to take there one by one. But here, if you have the extension, it becomes so easy because you just get into the link, you look at the site that you wanted, and then you get the file, the link for the file. You can download them and still use the tools. So that's how you can be able to use that. We also have tools like Mendeley, which you can be able to incorporate. So Mendeley also has both the desktop version and the extensions that you can be able to have. So assume that now you want this article to be summarized in terms of the methodology used and everything. So you can maybe take this as a link, and then you come to tools like the Geni or the Geni AI, and then you say that as the top researcher, top PhD researcher, let's say PhD researcher on the theology field, theology field. Summarize for me, summarize, summarize this article, article, identifying, identifying the methodology used, uh, data collection techniques used, the research gap, the objectives of the study used, and list the authors, and also pick the year of this research paper. So that is your, and then you say that reference article is here. So we put that link there. And now maybe you had it also here in Zotero, or you have this one here, for example. So you can copy this. You can maybe export this one or generate this one or do whatever you want to do with it. So this is the URL or the author links. So the title is here. You can just come here and then you can pick it. Copy the name here. Then we can add it in GenAI. So the article is, can do that. Then we do this. We want to get generate headings. uh, or you want to do it with, okay, I think this, let's just use this one first. Let's do that and then we can be able to kickstart that. That's what we want. So limit to collection, which sources we don't want to limit. Which citation style do you want? Is APA. If you want Harvard, you can select it. So I want to use APA 7th edition. Show page numbers in the citations. Sometimes you have another supervisor who wants you to show the page citations. You can do that and then you can do next. So you want standard headings, smart headings, no headings, add standard headings, instructions, and whatever. I will generate headings based on the document prompt. So you want to do it the way you want it here. So you can start, or you want this, you can pick yourself what you want. So you can be able to start writing that. So you see, if you want this document to be summarized the way, or to summarize or to write an article by reviewing this, you can start with it. So you can say that this one accept, and then it's still thinking about it, then it's adding you something after it has thought about that document reference, because it has the ability to access that the study identifies this, all that, then you can accept. So it continues to refer to that document, it refers to that article, summarizes it the way you want it to be, because you have told it the key findings that you wanted to find in that. This tension underscores this, so you can accept it. So it can continue to write for you the entire. So if you want to write the literature review, the methodology, the results, the discussion, the conclusions, and then find your references here being generated as you continue with writing. So it can do for you that continuously. So when you find that now you are through with that, and you find that now all the writing has been done, then the Gen AI will now stop it there and then ask it. So you can as well as guide with thinking. So you can ask it, maybe you can select a section and then you want to guide it with thinking. So all that is possible. So, but it has to write for you the paper match correctly and continuously the way you want it to do. So you can test it severally, but then some of them will require you to at least pay something. So you can see here it's 14.50 per month, or you can use the plus one of $6 per month. So which is okay because it's your own. You can deal with annually here, maybe six per month, but you can use it monthly so that you can pay $15 per month. That depends with how long do you want to do the paper or to do the write up. If your work is just writing, then you don't see much of there, because it helps you to summarize the work and do a lot of things within a short period of time. So you can write even a complete paper within a short period of time, and then now export it. So once you are done writing, you can now be able to, for example, come here to share it, and then you can easily publish or export it to your desktop. Then you now start now to rewrite it in the way that now you want it to suit. But it has already given you the skeleton how that paper has to to be written. So that is what some of these tools can be able to help you. Any AI is normally used for writing, uh, writing very extensive papers and so on. Very nice tool for that. Elicit, we have. I think I talked about SciSpace. So Zotero, yeah, I've talked about Zotero. This is for citations and so on. For SciSpace, also you need to be able to add it. We also have the uh, let's say SciSpace, yeah, SciSpace AI. So you can get it here and then add it. So you can as well as add an add-on. You can add an extension also so that it can be appearing here. So easy. Or you can ask it to summarize for you a literature review, like now for our paper that now we have obtained there. You can be able to ask it to create a summary of the literature review of what you wanted to look at. Like now you can ask it that now the literature summarize the literature, let's say the literature, sorry, literature review of this article, stock journal, to suit my study. Then what is the journal? You have it from Zotero, this journal, and you are giving it what is the reference. So this is the journal, and the reference was where you had it in this area here. This is the link, so you can copy that link and then you paste it to here. Is the link. So you want to summarize the literature review for this article, identify the gaps, methodology used, uh, objectives of the study, sample size, sample size of the data covered, or the study covered in that sample size. Maybe you also want to identify the theoretical frameworks used, theoretical frameworks used, um, just like that. Maybe those ones is what maybe you want to get. So, and you want it to cite also. So you can choose the tools. Do you want to do systematic research, Prisma, or deep research? So you can choose it to be a deep research, but it will require you to log in. So currently, I don't want to log in first. Though still, it will force you. Just you need just to. Let me first of all save what I wanted to work here. Then I can be able to sign up. So I want deep research and they ask me. So I'll have to log in using my Gmail. Just be able to access it. So I'm logged in right now. So that's your work. Now that is it. So you can see it's working on that and it's summarizing that work, that document very well. So it's running. The agent is running through all that, finding that article. So you see it has found some things. So the papers are 100 papers. So it has started now to combine and rethinking for that study. So it will do for you all that you wanted. The best thing with SciSpace is that you have also the notebooks within. Uh, you can as well as do the chart with the PDFs. Maybe there are PDF articles that you have downloaded and you want to summarize them. You can upload the document and then do the chart with the PDF so that you can interact to study the way you want it to handle it. Maybe you want just to extract the methodology from that PDF document, then that's what you can do. For example, I have this document, maybe the study of this, and you want to summarize this. Let me just go to lesson 7 here. Let's say that this is what was the title of the book. This was the title of the book. Assume that was the title, but this one is it the study of the impact? Which one have I downloaded? Okay, whatever name. Let's first of all just paste it there. So that's the title. You can put this one here. You say that now you want to interact with this document alone and find everything about it to easen your study. Then that's what you can as well as do it with SciSpace. So you can just come here, you can upload the document and then start interacting with it with this the chat area. So as per our work here, you can see here what it has summarized for us based on what we needed. What is the gap of the literature? So it says that the user asked what gaps Odon identified in the literature review and whether the dissertation abstract reports them. The abstract summarizes the study focus and the results but does not enumerate the specific literature gaps for further research. So, in case that you are looking for an article that has got a gap, then this one does not. You can see it doesn't have a gap that is trying to solve. The methodologies used in the study, so it has told you here the design it used random assignments to two groups, experimental and control, is reported with the experimental group using mobile phones during a 3 session Bible study. Then participants' youth age was targeted was 14 to 18. The ones who took part in that, and you see now how can it fit if you are doing that study within Kenya. Then we know that most of the kids at the age of 14 are not allowed to be having their smartphones in church. Mostly they are being held by the parents. That means that now the study will not fit best on this. Although some of the issues you can be able to extract them and add them to your paper. Measures. 4 learner variables were measured. Cognitive test scores, effective test scores, student motivation scores, and sociometric scores were used here. So what were the techniques applied? Quantitative analysis. The mean score were compared using independent samples, t-test, to test for significant differences between the groups. Then qualitative components. So that summarizes for you that a mixed method approach was used because it was using both quantitative and qualitative. So a qualitative portion is mentioned that reported observations about the interest and excitements among phone numbers, you see, or phone users. Then what were the key objectives that this article looked at? The main primary objectives are here: to determine the difference between two learner groups, mobile phone users versus the non-users, across the four specified learner variables. Then the specific learner variables were cognitive learning, effective outcomes, student motivations, and sociometrics measures were the targeted outcome for that comparison. So what was the sample size that was studied in this? So you can be able to see that 54 students test qualified for inclusion in the study. That means that if you are looking for a very good study, then the number that was tested here is too small. 54 students only cannot be able to give you the correct findings. The more the sample you add, the more the study becomes wider and more relevant and closer to the truth. Age range participants were ages 14 to 18. What about the age bracket of from 25 years down the line or 30 down the line? So you see, the study had left the majority of the users in that area. Then setting students represent. Now, you see, now this will be able to guide you in terms of the discussion, because when you are handling discussions, you're also handling about the gaps that were seen, the challenges, the issues, the critics to that study that existed. So this one will also be able to add you and help you in that. Setting student represented three Southern Baptist churches in Midland, Ellis, and Gaines counties in Texas. Group breakdown was insufficient evidence. Theoretical framework used: that the query requested the theoretical framework used in Odon's dissertation. The abstract outlines the problem, variables, methods, but does not state any explicit theoretical framework or a model guiding the study. That means that this publication was made, but you see the gaps that exist. If the theoretical study framework was missing, then how comes that now? What were the findings like in terms of the discussions and critics? Were there no theories that tried to critique this? So the man did not refer to any theories, meaning that he just did the literature reviews of the existing documents and did that. Then you can as well as download now the summary of what you have here, and then you can easily store it in your book. So you see that you can download it as a PDF, or you can download it as a markdown document. So you see, if you want to download them, but if you see that you are not able to download them, just click here, copy, and then you can paste it in your Word document as a summary of that article. So you can come here and now just do this, and then you get that. So this is the summary of that document, so that it can guide you to create and complete your what is called your KPI that you are using for that study immediately. So those are the things that you can be able to do. So the tools are there to help you summarize some large work instead of staying for years or for all the time that you are just studying one book, because it might be so big, but you want to study around 10 books in a week. So how can you be able to open a book page by page until you complete? So you can easily summarize them using these tools. Maybe you want to do some literature review of this paper or of this article and to find something, so you can as well as do that. If you want to chat with the PDF, so you can upload the PDF. For instance, that now we want to interrogate that article. So I go here, I go to that lesson 8. Sorry, lesson 7. I don't know where did I put that study. It's here. So that is the study that we downloaded here, this one here. So in case that now you want to interrogate this based on what you want, you can easily now do the chart here, because this is the article. The book is here, the entire of it. So you can as well as even read it, or you can even play it, a podcast. So you see, when you are, if you have paid like the $12 per month, you can read it. It can read for you. So you listen to it slowly by slowly, as now you make the summaries, and then you can as well as highlight. So you can ask it here, highlight the objectives, methodology, um, literature, review, reviews, and the study gap in this article. And then you can chart it. So it's going to study this document and identify all that you want, because it can read everything line by line until the end of that document. So all of it, and then summarize it for you here the way you want it. So you see that. So it has done for you that. The study gap is here. Then you can say uh, create the 5 main questionnaire questions, questionnaires for the online survey in survey for my target or for my sample group. Refer to this article. This article, the key questions to be asked for my study. Then you can ask it. So still it is going to read this and identify what are the key things to, because to answer the questions that are here, then it can be able to have you. So here, perceived impact on learning and engagement. To what extent do you believe using mobile phone during, and you see, these are the questionnaires that you can be able to ask. See that? So that now you can be able to analyze. So you can say here that identify the key recommendations the study uh, provided for the society and the church. Then you can do that. You can get all the answers because it has the ability to read this document within short period of time, the entire, and then summarize for you what was within that. So it tells you here that Copilot couldn't generate the response. Please try again after some time. That means that they have consumed the credits that we had. But if you are, if you pay for it, then you can easily do all that you want and get all the solutions that you are looking for from this article. So in case that now there is some KPI that guides your study given by the supervisor, and you are to read certain articles, then you can summarize them within that with that style. These are the tools to help you and guide you to study as much as you can and give your evidences. Okay, so that is how powerful these tools are. So you can as well as use the size space in your work and in your summary that you wish to look at. So mainly, and then we have AI tools for data analysis, because I wanted to talk about data visualization too. AI tools for data analysis. What tools do you have to use when it comes to the analysis of data now? So you have the Julius AI, which is very powerful. You can just easily look at it in the search. Julius, Julius AI for data analysis, and then you can get it there. Julius AI. So assume that now you had done your collection and then you want to analyze that data. So you can just put the data here, load it here, and then you can easily ask it on what to do within it, agents, and so on. So you just log in, you put your article there or your data, and then you can start reasoning with it. You can even choose the reasoning level if you want it to be more advanced. You want it to attach some images, you want it to attach some dashboards, trackers, reports within that article. That's what you can be able to do. So the tool is there to do all that and summarize for you that. Then because you can do statistical analysis, data visualization, if you want to add charts and add them there, you can do that. If you want data set interpretations and addition of tables with the contents or the summary of the data inside it, can do that for you. Then we have the Google Colab, which is now if you are doing research within the machine learning, AI development space and other things, then you can use the Google Colab. I think from the first sessions, I had given you some tasks on how to practice using the Google Colab, and I took you through the Google Colab area where you can be able to get it within your email. And I want to believe that people still know where it is, because I said you have to come here to your Google areas, click this six dots, nine dots, come here, and then go to more Google Workspace Marketplace. Then you search for laboratory. Yeah. So this is the Google Colab here. So you can click it and then you can install it. Once you install it, you can now start now to use it to write and access the notebook or Jupyter notebook, and then be able to write your Python codes and other things, especially when you're doing data analysis uh, and you want to get the graphs and so on. I think I had another one somewhere. Yeah, it's something that you can easily do it. You don't need to struggle with it. Just import the required tools that you want to do, and then you can be able to do that. GitHub Copilot is also very important, especially for people who are in the tech field and you are doing some research and you are doing a lot of coding within that to implement that. Then you can be able to deal with GitHub Copilot. And for you to access the GitHub Copilot, you need to log into GitHub account. That is the GitHub Copilot here. See that? Then you can be able to add it into your space. So once you are here, you can ask it to do for you something, build for you an app. You can say that build, for example, we can say build a simple uh, data analysis model that will uh, consume my uploaded datasets and generate final data visualization charts and graphs, and give explanations on the findings of those analyses. You see, they're asking you to build a simple data analysis uh, model. Yes, so you can say that make it compatible with Google Colab and Excel sheets. These are Google Excel sheets. So you can play with it. So once you log in, you can build this model so that it can do for you what you wanted to deal with. If it was to analyze your data for easy, so that you just export it and now start analyzing it in your chapter of data analysis, it can do for you so easily. So you need just to know how do you deal with it, because you only need to log in or to sign in, and then you can be able to use it. Hope, hope it has not deleted that. So you see my question is here, and it has started to do that. Yes, so it has understood that, and it is here. It is guiding you. Install required libraries. It has told you import this one, upload your data sets, load your data from the Google Sheets, and so on. So it has directed you. It has basic data analysis and visualization. It has given you the summary statistics and everything that you want there, and so on. So all that is done. So it has created for us that, and this is what you can be able now to run. So we can ask it another guide on how to use this, how to implement this on my Google Colab. And so you see, so it says you can go to Google Colab, start a new notebook, then first step install this, then import the Python libraries. That's what you can be able to do. So easily we can also as well as come here to our area here, as I say, and go there, look for your collaboratory, then install, continue. So this is the Google Colab you can add. So once it is installed, you can easily now access it. So once you come here, you can easily search for Google Colab here, and I'll find it added. So you can see it added Google Colab, Google Colab. Even if you don't see it somewhere here, you can say here Google Colab. Once you search for this, it's here installed, so we can easily open it. So for you to start writing or working on your elements, you can easily just come here and just say Google, uh, then you search for it. Then you can say here Google Collaborator, because now you have already signed in. You see now it opens directly because you have added it. Now this is the step by step, so you can start by doing several things here. So number one is to create a new notebook. So create a notebook, and for instance we were looking at how to import our data sets. So we're going to create one here saying data analysis and visualization as the name. So I'll give it here the name as my research data analysis. So stop that. So the first step here is I have to install, because there are sections here which you can create. You can create folders here also and access the data sets and so on that you want to use for study and so on. So here we have, you've been guided here that you need to install this. That is because you want to install the pipe that is going to look at, because it has the mat matplotlib and the scikit-learn, which are the libraries or models that can be able to guide and help you to access the data sets. So for you to do that, then we can easily do the installation addition. You just paste this text here, and then you run that command. So in case we put that text here, um, let's say that this is the command. We can open them. Let me push this one to a new tab, move to a new window, so that I have this window here and I have this one here. So I can move this one here as your reference. Sorry. Then you have this one here to write your codes. So you can do that, and then you can start writing the codes the way you want it to be. So you can be able to write here something that installing the samples. If these explanations you don't want, you can even add their explanation. So normally we do pipe. So we want to install some libraries. Pipe install. Then you have to give the libraries that you want to add, like quite. Then we want to add the graphical spread access, the graph spread access. And for this graph spread access, we want it to access the data frames from that. And we are going to use this, the seaborn matplotlib and the scikit lib to access, or the scikit-learn to access our lib. Then after doing that, you have to install. So it's going to install those libraries until it finishes. Then before we now start importing this, now it has installed, and now within our libs, you'll realize that several things have been added into that space. So we are going now to import these elements, which we can easily paste them here. So you can import pandas because this is Python, and Python uses these tools. So number one, you can pandas, import pandas as a tool, as PD, so as to help you access that. Two, you have to import uh, the NumPy. We can even just say we have to import the NumPy because it's also a library in Python as NP. We can import the matplotlib dot pyplot as plt for plotting the graphs, and then we have to import our our cbon library. We also have to import our uh, Google Access or Google Colab. Import we can say that from this Google Colab we wanted to import files because we'll be accessing the files that you want to look at. Then from the our scikit-learn, which is also a library for data analysis, we want to get the input values. Sorry, input, and then we want to import what is called the sim- simpler imputer. So once we have all these, then we can select all and then import them once. So they have been imported. So we can add here a section for the code. Before that, we can add a text so that you can guide. So you can say here now this is step 4 where we are doing loading of data of your data sets so we can make it bold, and then we can make it also that so that it counts like that. So down here we can now load the data. For you to load the data now, you'll have to use upload files. uh, you can do that code there, upload, and then you can say the files dot upload function with no variable there, so I'm not going to declare any array. But now here, what is it doing? We can be able to give an explanation that this one helps to select the UI, helps to select the UI. Let's say maybe to select the UI or the user interface and so on. So no problem there. We can use the data frame to we want to call the data frame that we defined there to now access or to enable the pandas to read the data directly from our file. And here is now where we have to put what is the data that we have. So read CSV file, But now here we have to read it from next, and then we have to say it iter. That is now for that case we can be able to. So here we don't want to upload our file, but we want to simply access what we are uploading ourselves, because we say that it is you who is uploading it. So the uploaded file there, then we can add that log so that we remove that error. And now for that, we can now get our file here to do what? To access the headers of that file so that you can read all the headers. So if you have the data already, then we can easily directly access this data as we want. So for that case, in case we wanted to read our data because we have uploaded it here, we have some sample data here. For instance, you want to read from California, we can copy the path. So we can easily delete this, and then we can add that and then give the data set by name. Sorry, we use here single quote. So I can put there the path that we had. So what is the path here? So if I copy the path and then I get the notepad here, can easily put it into this space. So this is the path of the file. So you can easily do that here and say it that it is content stroke sample underscore data, because I'm accessing that data that's existing here, and the name of the data is California. If it is yours, you can just upload it, California housing and train dot csv files. So that is the data that you wanted to access. So, and we wanted to print out the headers, so you can do upload here. No file chosen, although it's trying to figure out. Although here we are saying about to upload, so that means that we must be able to have a file to upload it here. What if that is the area? So for upload, then you can easily use this to upload the file so that you just load it yourself. Now for you now to load your files from Google Colab and now import it into your area for it to be read and now to perform all the analysis that you want, you can now write this small code within the next step. Yeah, down here. Just come here and then you add. Then you can proceed until you complete. By the time you are done, you'll be able to see that now all your files are doing what? And all your graphs are being generated. So you can continue training this model year in, year out. And that's how also AI are being developed. So because AIs are a group of these models. So you have these models that you are developing. So you build that, you train them several steps and stages until you find that now your work is well managed. And you can see here, you can even follow step by step. You can add sections and you can continue to build the model until you complete to load your data. So I think I can still uh, move it to the other window that was there back. So I've moved it back here so that we can proceed from this other end. That is how GitHub Copilot works. So, understanding plagiarism, we talked about types of plagiarism. There's direct plagiarism, copying a text word for word without citations. Paraphrasing plagiarism, whereby you are rewriting ideas without acknowledging the original sources. Self plagiarism, which is reusing your own previous published work without disclosure. Like now, there was a question yesterday that how comes I can be able to publish this paper again here? The question is, have you cited it correctly? You see, mosaic plagiarism, mixing copied phrases with original writing. Accidental plagiarism, which is failing to cite sources properly and unintentional. Then we also have AI tools for plagiarism detections, which I also explained in details. Turnitin, which is used by universities. CopyLeaks, we looked at that, how it works. The GPT-0, the Originality AIs, the Winston AIs, and now the Grammarly Plagiarism Checker. Now, for you to understand these similarities reports, what is the similarity score? So, for similarity score, mostly it measures the percentage of a text matching existing sources. So, if it matches exact the way it exists on the other side, then you did not paraphrase. Instead, you just copied direct here. So that reduces your similarity scores. So mostly 5% similarity score, which is low matching, and that's why normally most of the researchers with the similarity score of 5% and below are accepted. 15% you'll be told to go and paraphrase more because they are in a moderate matching. But now, if it is 40%, it means that it's high matching. You did not paraphrase anything, and therefore you did not do your work. That is someone's work. The research paper will be rejected. Important clarifications, we talk about quotation, methodology sections, common phrases, and references. That is now between you. But most of the universities accept below 10% excellent originality. So even if you have copied people's work, the acceptance is that. But what I wish is that because in most of my research work, I always ensure that the similarity or index and whatever is completely zero or less than 1%. So try your best so that also your work is in that manner. Don't be giving work that is much of that. So research indexing, we talk about that. Much research indexing platforms, we talked about Google Scholar, Scoopers, Web of Science Search, Semantic Scholar, and then you have dimensions. Ethical use of AI in research. What I want you to match is that AI can assist you in grammar improvement, summarization, data analysis, brainstorming, citation management. But as a researcher, you must verify the information, avoid fabricated citations, maintain originality, and then acknowledge the AI usage where required. Um, because most of those tools, even the ones that are being used by the universities to detect all these things, are AI tools. So you can't deny what you are already using. Risks of misusing AIs. Uh, Improper usage is when you just use it to do for you everything, and then you claim that this is your work, but you need to use it for reasoning the way we are using it, because you have done some work. Now you are now back now to help it now summarize or do for you now the final touches that you want, but much of the brainstorming is being done by yourself. So academic misconduct, avoid that. Plagiarism accusations, avoid that. Fake references, avoid that. Low quality research, avoid that. And rejection of papers, avoid such cases. So we have some policies that allow limited AI use, require disclosure of AI assistance, prohibit full AI generated submissions, and the required human interpretation and analysis. Even if you're using the tools, you would also need to interpret that so much. because they are not final. Now, what are the advantages that you need to use AI in your research so that you don't stick to your old methods? You will be outdated and you'll stay for years before you complete even your work because the world has evolved and things have changed. So if you want to continue using the same approach, you'll be struggling a lot and will never move. Number one is the speed. AI reduces the research time significantly so that you can easily do a lot of work and cover a lot of work within a short period of time. Improved productivity. Researchers can handle more information efficiently compared to earlier days because you have only studied three books after 5 years, that you are only looking for a methodology. You see? That's why sometimes you find in Africa somebody is spending 10 years doing a PhD or 15 years doing a PhD. Why? Because you have not mastered what are the key tools to be able to use to easily help you complete that task within a short period of time. Yet, people in developed countries use these tools, improve their skills. Even their libraries are smart, enabled with AIs and so on. So you can easily access the book that you want because even the search index ability that it is there, it can access the books that are related to what you are really looking for. Then better organization. AI tools can organize references and documents automatically in a very proper way. Enhanced learning. Complex concepts can be broken down into simpler set by the AIs. So you don't need to struggle. You can even ask it even to simplify you further into a layman standard so that they can easily get the concept. Global collaboration. Researchers can collaborate internally more effectively. I can show you here like I just received an email from one of the top research bodies requesting me to be their reviewer after the paper that I just published. I think you saw that paper, and that paper has really gone viral in terms of I don't know where did I put it. It was somewhere here. Let me see important emails. Google Tips updates. There was about research. Let's say, did I start it? Let me see if I start it. Yeah, this one here. This one here, they require. This one they require me to do with them the publications. This one here is the recruitment. Uh, I think there was something about that. I think there was a paper. I was it's here acknowledgement of assessments. Yes, this one. Leave about this manuscript psycho submissions. I think there was an article here that was edit editors join us. This one here. You see this? Covering extensive spectrum of discipline, this platform offers over 300 open access journals for sharing your research on global scale. Over 80 journals have ultimately published for continuous 10 years period. So this is an invitation by the American Journal of Data Mining and Knowledge Discovery. What do they say? Join our editorial or reviewer team. So this is the work they are requesting me to get. And you see here they are saying deeply impressed by your previously published paper, preventing cybercrime through artificial intelligence and machine learning in education Kenya. We are glad to extend you this invitation to apply for the membership on our editorial committee or reviewer team. It is believed that your contribution will play an important role in improving the quality of the journals that we have. Find the link here. Significance of editorial members and reviewers to provide the journals with an important motivation from the perspective promotions, bring together authorities in as many subjects of the journal as possible, provide timely article reviews of superb quality to improve the journal, and provide advice to steer the journals in the right direction. So you can see how, and the sections that they really pointed out, that they really wondered how that abstract came out, and it's of high quality. So for you to get those kind of invitations every now and then, I have a lot to just. That's why sometimes I'm so much busy, because sometimes maybe you are reviewing papers for the US, Australia, Canada, and so on. So you are busy on that. So I would wish to end there unless now somebody has something to ask. But just as I complete with the limitations of AI in research, number one is hallucination. AI may generate false information if you have not provided the correct reference points. But if you provide it, then you will be able to get the correct references. Fake references. Some AI systems invent citations that are fake. That is if your prompt is not correct. You know, sometimes you have just a prompt that is just there. Uh, and that's why I started with prompt engineering. Then we have biasness. AI models may reflect bias from training data. That is, if the area that you are asking is not well captured. Overdependence is also excessive AI use may reduce critical thinking. So that's why you have first of all to think before you now use the AI tools to help you to brainstorm with you. So you don't just have to ask the AI to do for you everything. It will land you into, you will become a zombie. So you need to reason better. Privacy concerns. Uploading sensitive research to AI systems may risk confidentiality. So you have to pick what are you uploading and what are you not uploading, depending with yourself how you have categorized your data to be sensitive or how sensitive it is. So best practices for you as a researcher. What are you supposed to do? Number one, verify all AI generated content. Use the trusted academic databases. Properly cite all AI, sources. Then avoid copying AI outputs directly. Use plagiarism checkers before submissions. Understand the institutional AI policies, and then maintain originality and critical thinking. So, what are the future things that you need to do here? Is the future of AI is research in research. Will cover all these automated literature reviews, AI assisted peer reviews, real time language translations, intelligent citation systems, personalized research assistance, and advanced predictive analytics. All this will always be taken over by the AI as time moves. So if you are not moving with them, then you will be caught up to be in a messy environment. So these are the adoptions that you really need to capture. I think that makes the end of my session, but you can try to look at the questions that are here. Why is Google Colab important and so on? Assignments, you can be able to do it by yourself. Select one of AI research tools and explain its features, advantages, limitations, academic applications. Compare any two plagiarism detection tools. Create a Google Scholar profile and explain its importance. Then my recommendation is that creating citation using Zotero, I've done it, I've demonstrated it. Running plagiarism checks using Turnitin or Grammarly, that one we did it even to yesterday. Searching literature using semantic scholars, I've shown you how to use Google Scholars to find them, download them, access them. Summarizing papers using AI tools, you've seen how we are summarizing even the document using SciSpace and so on. Conducting AI assisted literature reviews, you can be able to do that. So I think that makes the end of my presentation today. unless you have a question. Although I also wanted to talk about AI tools in academic research and how to use them, but this one now will now be your homework so that you do that and then present it on Fridays. Fridays are always about the recap so that you can be able to showcase what you have practiced and done in that area. So you'll be able to read this material on yourself and then also to conclude with any necessary needs there. So I wish to end there unless you have a question for me. Any question? I wish to end there and ask you to meet tomorrow if possible, if I'll be available. But I think tomorrow I'll be very busy, so and I'll come back when I'm extremely exhausted. So we meet on Thursday. Tomorrow, do the practice of all these tasks that you have, analyze them, try to do your summaries with Zotero, SciSpace, and other things, get the experience, and then we meet on Thursday. All right. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night to you.
Good night.